Hey guys, what's up? So, we're back with 3. Now, this is just kind of going to be like an update video, just kind of showing you what's going on and, the plans for this spring and summer. We're in April now. Now, the last video I did, I showed you guys the warning lights that were installed. So today, I'm just going to do a general walk around and just talk about, what the plan is here. So looking at the bus, you can clearly see that the hood needs work. Um, and the plan is to take the hood off, take care of, getting this power washed because it's actually really dirty. And then eventually we're going to need to cover up these spots on the hood where you can see that the fiberglass is, starting to break. And especially over here, there are spots that are going to have to be redone. And once the fiberglass has been fixed, the hood's going to be, sanded, painted, and stuff like that. The grill is also going to have to come off. Now, the grill is something that I personally am kind of mixed with what to do with. It is really bent up, as you can see, because in the past they've allowed the hood to come down and it's bent against the bumper. I don't know if bending it back in place would be helpful to it or if it would damage it more. So if you guys have any opinions on that, let me know, because I don't want to make this, I don't want to damage it by, trying to fix it. The thought there is, if I would end up doing more damage than I would be doing good to this grill by trying to straighten it, I would try to find another grill that's just like this, got the chrome, got the black, and the international logo that should go here, and replace it. Now the bumper is off. We have to straighten the bumper. It's bent up a little bit. We're probably going to redo the ID number. The turn signals are probably, light bulbs are probably going to have to be replaced, obviously. The cross-view mirrors have been taken off. They're inside the bus. I've got the bezels also inside the bus. Now, moving to the front of the bus, nothing paint-wise is really going to be done until the bus is running and ready to go. We are planning to hook this up to a battery just to see if we can get any response from any of the lights or anything. So once the hood's taken off, we're going to pull the engine out and assess what's wrong with it. I've been told it's locked up. Don't know how true that is. So once the engine's out, we're gonna again take it apart, see if it's viable. If not, we're going to start looking for either another engine or a bus or truck that has the engine. Preferably, I would really like to get my hands on a Wayne S1700 86, 87, 88, 89 to do a parts bus with. Now, the other thing, mirrors. This is something that I've debated, and if you guys have an opinion on this, let me know. So mirrors, as you can see, are the older mirrors. It's just one single mirror. I was debating on whether or not to bring in a two-piece mirror when the bus is finished, because these mirrors don't provide all that much of that good of accuracy when you're backing up. So that's something. Now, moving on to the side of the bus, we are going to obviously see now the skirting is another thing that a parts bus would be needed for. From what I've been told, 3 did not have a bottom rub rail, so more than likely I'm going to really try to get a skirt that does not have a bottom rub rail. Now, before any skirting goes on this bus, I want to get a fuel tank in here, because it really doesn't make much sense to get skirting on and then put the fuel tank, because you have this open space to get it in there. And then after that, like I said, paint's going to be waiting. Logo, state inspection sticker, and number. Now, the logo, I am going to digitally recreate. With this one, I don't think there's a possibility of getting it off in one piece because it's been cracked by the sun. So I'm going to try to preserve it, but if I can't, then like I said, I'm going to digitally remake it. The inspection sticker is another thing that is cracked. I'm not sure how well it would come off in one piece. Now this number, the number here, this 3 is vinyl. It's not in bad shape, but if the side of the bus gets repainted, it's obviously going to be removed and then replaced. You can see here it once said board owned. I'm debating that also. I would kind of like to put it back there because, you know, it was an original part of the bus. Although it's not owned by the board anymore, it's still something that I feel brings a historical accuracy to the bus. Now moving on down, we have Lebanon City Schools. The plan with this is actually to repaint this on here when the bus is finished. Because historically, the city this comes from, they do a parade every year around 4th of July where they have historical police cars and fire trucks and stuff like that. And my goal is, when this bus is finished, is to get this into the parade, since it was a bus that worked for the school district. Now, if we move on to the wheels, you can see that the wheels are obviously going to have to be repainted. The tires are going to have to be replaced more than likely because they've sat for a very long time. Most all of the windows on this side are screwed in with screws like they should be. Some of them aren't. The thing with the windows is that some of them have broken latches to make them go down. So that's also where a parts bus would come into play. I'd really like to get a parts bus so that way we can just take windows that don't have broken latches and put them in here. Because a lot of the windows did have broken latches, and if you remember seeing this bus from before we had it had a bunch of windows missing, and most all the windows that were missing had the latches broken because what they had done was taken them out of the bus and just sat them inside the bus. So anyways, that's the plan with the windows. Now moving on to the back of the bus. Like I said in the last video, we have the rear door that is going to be restored. The original rear door, this is just a placeholder. We, again, hand-painted lettering. I want to try to keep that. Tail lights. This is all in with getting the bus operational. I like to have lights in both places, obviously. I like to get a tail light. The clearance lights are also a thing that I'm kind of mixed match with, because if you look at the clearance lights, they're an older style that was on Wayne buses. And I'm just kind of wondering if I should keep those or replace them with newer type clearance lights. And then if we go down to the bumper, you know, we've got the logo here, which again, I'm going to digitally remake the logo and put it there. The bumper itself is probably going to need to be repainted. And again, rust work is going to need to be done. A lot of the rust on this bus is surface rust. It's not so much rust that's eating the bus. It's just, you know, on the surface, it's the paint has come off. So it just needs to be sanded and repainted. Now, let's see. The ID number, I know it's blocked by this trash can. The ID number is another thing. I do plan to keep the ID number. The one thing, and feel free to put your input in on this, I want to keep the ID. I don't know if I should leave the original ID there and possibly touch up the missing parts of the vinyl with paint, or take that off, just do new lettering with it. So that's something that if you guys have an opinion on, feel free to let me know. Now moving to the other side of the bus, we've got the two missing windows, which I talked about in the last video. And we've got the skirting. Again, we'd like to get a parts bus to replace the skirting with. Now this side, it's not as much of an issue of getting a fuel tank, obviously. We've got the battery box, which a parts bus would really help with, because I'm thinking this whole box probably just needs to be replaced due to corrosion. And then we've got this rub around here, which you can see where the paint's coming off. Somebody hit it with a torch, so we're probably gonna have to replace it from here down of the rough rail. This is where the fans are, so the fans are gonna have to be replaced because I know for a fact they're not in there. Also, the stop sign has to be replaced. And again, with the inspection sticker, don't know if we're gonna be able to save it or not. Now, like I said, on the other side, the Lebanon City Schools is gonna be repainted for preservational, you know, for a historical look. And again, wheels will have to be repainted, tires are going to have to be replaced. Now as for the inside of the bus, right now it's primarily being used for storage. You can see there's obviously no seats. I want to get rid of the wheelchair lift. There's a lot of bus parts in here. As you can see, we've got all kinds of different bus parts. We've got bumpers and everything. Now, the inside of this bus is going to have to be cleaned, and if paint needs to be touched up, as you can see on some of the screws up here, they're going to have to be touched up. That'll be done. Now, yes, there are sections of the floor that are going to have to be replaced, if not the entire floor. Now, if we look at the front of the bus, obviously you can see a lot of stuff's missing here. We have to get a new gauge cluster, which I do have one of those. And again, there's just a lot of small work up here, putting things back where they need to be, paint touch-up work. We've got the dome lights up here. Driver fans need to be re-added. And again, just touch-up work. Now, for the door, there's not really much to do. It works pretty fine. It just needs touch-up work. So, yeah. And you can see the heaters and everything over there need to be, fixed, and the panels need to be put back where they need to be. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be repainted. The step well is another thing that needs to be taken care of. As you can see here, we need to replace some tread, and the bottom step also needs work. So thank you for watching, guys. There's more videos on the way. So let us know what you think. And again, as always, thank you for supporting. And if you want to donate to help Restore 3, or you just feel inclined to donate whatever, you can send us an email at schoolbusheritage@gmail.com. So thank you for watching, guys. And keep your eyes out for more Bus 3 videos in the future.